before we got into things, Big Crown in the building, I wanted to have a conversation because I mean, I guess it's a whole year thing. I mean, there's been things going on all year, but this past Friday, August 11th, 1973, was the birth of hip hop. Right.
Uh-huh.
And salute to Antoine.
I see you been tripping.
Jesus Christ. Hip Hop 50 was the other day. Oh, salute. You know, I always got to find something to rep the hometown. Shouts to Royale. Peace to peeps. The one question I have, I'm not opening up the jersey to show off no taco meat, but it's about to be hot in this motherfucker. But my question is, like, and actually, I asked this question when I first wrote about the hip hop's birthday. Shoots to downtown. Downtown stay saluting hip hop all the time. When it's hip hop 50, oh, salute to the children. Salute to the children.
Cuz.
Oh my God.
Hey, cuz.
Shouts out to the family. It's all love. That's hip hop right there.
Hey, y'all, just move him over.
Yeah,
y'all can be in the show.
Yeah. Push him away. What are you supposed to do on hip hop? What do you
kombucha?
Yeah, I'm drinking some kombucha. Synergy.
Smart. You smart. I ain't had none. Well, I got a older batch.
This is not kombucha.
This is kombucha. That's not kombucha. What do you do on for hip hop 50? What are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to celebrate? Like, are you supposed to be? What are you supposed to do on hip hop's birthday?
Celebrate. Crack
How?
40.
Like
Nate Dogg.
I want in the chat. I want to know what y'all did on hip hop 50 to celebrate. Like, are you supposed to be extra? Because like I'm assuming niggas feel like they hip hop already.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to be extra hip hop? Like what? And what more do you do on hip hop 50?
Nothing. You already. You know what I'm saying? You already live hip hop. I guess you pass down and you share the shit that you know what I'm saying? What you used to listen to or whatever with younger people. I'm guessing.
So you commune.
The one thing I saw was people talking about doing something different from what you usually do, right? And I was like, you know what, yo, I think because niggas like, oh, well, that ain't the exact birthday to hip hop and XYZ LMNOP.
Yeah.
Listen, do it, treat it like Christmas, man. You celebrate the event. We don't care what the calendar look like.
Fact.
It's just the calendar. Use the calendar as a marker. You know what I'm saying? For you to pay homage to this thing that not only has provided, years and years of amazing music, but really is like the spearheaded what people call the culture, and really kind of just set the standard for a lot of what black and being black is to other people outside of blackness.
Each one teach one. I see a lot of people say. I know Doc D was outside. Salutes to Mimi. Happy belated birthday to Mimi. Mimi was on the
007 birthday.
Big facts. Big fact. I vaguely remember Mimi mentioning that her birthday was in August. I don't know if I had the day down at all. It definitely didn't come up in my phone. But happy belated to Mimi. Salute her in the chat.
The reasoning was she didn't want to really be.
Hey.
She didn't like the PDA.
I understand.
I didn't know that.
Why you didn't see PDA from us?
The PDA was out there.
Yeah, but that only came after a point.
Who figured it out first?
This nigga.
Vaughn. God dang
Vaughn dropped the spoiler.
I saw a tweet. Yeah, I saw that tweet.
Vaughn was Vaughning.
I got a notification.
Vaughn did Vaughn.
Hey, salute. Nah, salute. You big up your birth. That's why she was out of Yankee Stadium and shit. It's been It's been a lot going on this week.
You grew up with them. You grew up with a lot of them.
Yeah, I was just trying. Like, I was gonna sit at home. Like, should I watch Juice and watch like should I have like a hip hop movie marathon or something? Because like I've hung out with Brother Fam and the Brother Family, and I mean you could listen to hip hop all day just riding around down Dorsey. Like how much more hip hop you gotta be?
You can't, yo. Like niggas was dressed by motherfucking hip hop taught niggas how to dress, taught niggas how to walk,
right?
Taught niggas how to talk.
The type of shoes to wear.
It's not as. I don't think it's as. I don't want to say prevalent. But today's, like the way that they get their shit ain't the same. Like it's built to. Nowadays, it's just built to sell. You know what I'm saying? So
it's like them clothes. What's the clothes the girls was getting into? Shein and shit like that. The
Shein,
fast fashion or whatever they call it.
Yeah,
that's kind of what the rap game is like right now.
So it's not necessarily this is what we wearing. This is who's paying me to wear this. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to a nigga walking in and seeing the Bugs Bunny with the crisscross outfit on, or the Bugs Bunny with the Yankees uniform on. You know what I'm saying? Like we went all over the place.
Yeah.
The
like
ironic thing about that is the niggas that we would call, air quotes, the real hip hop niggas, right? Like the Mohsen Kweli type niggas. Specifically Mohsen Kweli.
Yes.
This past week came out with the goddamn fashion deal. Who them niggas signed to?
What?
Amiri. Them niggas signed to Lil Kweli and Mos Def signed to Amiri and
what
are
the
spokespeople for their new
nah.
on the weekend top 50.
It's gonna be Amiri chew sticks and shit.
This dropped today.
Niggas lost it.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me get these images in. I didn't know they had an Amir. That's money, right?
Yeah, like yes. So
that's
you know,
money.
like for instance, like you know that last album that they put out, is there they go. You know what I mean?
That's terrible. Yeah, damn. Yeah, that's them right there.
Yeah, that's Kweli. You mean most Duncan Shane, nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Yassine Bey.
Yassine Bey. I'm sorry. My apologies. No disrespect.
I don't know how mad he gets at people for that, but yeah. Anyway,
it became that Zero. I don't know if I'm that mad at saying that hip hop is pop culture because I mean, listen.
No, it is.
The trends are set by pop culture, man. You know what I'm saying? It surpassed hobby status 30 years ago. And it really led the way in pop culture. Popular culture is run. Yeah, right. That's a nice piece. I ain't gonna hold you. That code is crazy. That code is crazy. But it's the truth, man. The hip hop, you know what I'm saying, became something underground and grew into the overground, man. You know what I'm saying? It grew past. It surpassed what the founders of hip hop, you know what I'm saying, made it to be. Because hip hop was, you know what I mean? Shout out. I hate to see y'all face when I say this. Shout out to CM Punk, but hip hop was the voice of the voiceless. I love it. I love y'all faces. but that's what hip hop was, to kind of tie in what we doing and what we talking about. And now hip hop is just the voice. Like there's no voiceless. Like hip hop is like, nigga, do this. Hey, throw a chair and see what happened. Throw your hat. Like that's all that comes from hip hop being ingrained in all culture, popular and otherwise, and people kind of reacting to it.
I feel you on that. It's interesting. It's very. I'm surprised that people are surprised about situations like that, though. Like it's like you said, it's really we're way past hip hop being even, but because they only wanted to say that hip hop was dominant in the mainstream like 5-6 years ago. It was long over. That's when you just couldn't deny, because it ain't no rock. Pop ain't popping like hip hop is. There's no way you can say any otherwise.
No, Rock. I used CM Punk's phrase. All I did. He's like, I know you want to hurry up and get mad at AEW. We gonna get there.
We'll get there.
But right now, I just said hip hop was the voice of the voices.
You got a long time to be mad at them niggas. Let us cook on the hip hop shit.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's.
But saying, when I was listening to something, I don't remember what the fuck it was, and me and Cal was talking, and he was talking about how
I'm gonna call him Dante.
How cats like Luke and from other regions were a little bit upset about not being represented.
They was mad.
And
I think they're right.
Motherfuckers was like, yo, what they can do and what Mass Appeal should do is move that event that they held at Yankee Stadium or Yankees Field, whatever you want to call it, and move it to those regions of the United States. You know what I'm saying? So the people from the regions can get the propers that they do, and get the proper respect, because it's cats that we never heard of that Rock grew up on. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker that Zero grew up on. You know what I mean? That Cuz grew up on. Shout out to Jermaine. And whoever else is on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? That we would never know, and that they could shine a light on and give everybody that respect. I think that's what should happen before the year ends. If that makes sense.
No, they should do something. It's too much. It's too much to just say New York is an important part, but 50 years, New York isn't that 50 years.
See, so not to turn this into something different, but I feel like there's an arrogance and a very millennial take on hip hop that comes from the New York region, as it claims the Mecca, right? It's the Mecca of hip hop, ABC, LMNOP. The only problem with that is I don't know if there's been more hip hop compromised and sold and made more into a commodity than an art form than hip hop from New York. So hip hop's the birthplace, but it's also one of the biggest places of conflict and some of the biggest detriment to hip hop. Puff, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta take the good with the bad. New York hip hop is that every other region is going to be angry at you because of how you act, because y'all talk crazy. You know what I mean? And then the history of
music. Serial killer music. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, niggas do talk crazy.
But this is my question. New York is one of the biggest. It's like the Mecca of all things.
Entertainment.
All things entertainment.
Facts.
All things like business.
Facts.
So I don't know. Can you really fault them for that? Because because if it was Detroit, that, let's say if we switched the two, then it would be Detroit is.
But I think the problem though is because the other part of New York is at a certain point New York kind of didn't know what New York was.
Look at the salty South, because that's a whole other conversation. Look at the salty South.
If Atlanta was popping, it was cats in New York that was bouncing on that sound. If New Jersey Club is what they dancing to. Them kids is dancing to New York. It's a lot of, there hasn't been like not saying that there isn't a sound that comes out of New York. Shout out to Griselda. That's not the city though. they're up somewhere else. The city kind of morphs, and it would be great if it kind of got to the essence of what made people say that New York was the king of this shit. Respectfully.
I don't know if that can happen with like you have to make. Let me see what I'm trying to say is you have to make that shit important.
What?
And what I say is you have to make that sound important. And what I'm trying to say is like down south, their sound is their sound. It's important to teach, like niggas know that where it comes from. You see them?
No, 100%.
This is why you have cats that are younger that sound like some old niggas. So you have to teach. New York has to teach that sound. You know what I'm saying?
Need a bunch more Joey Badasses.
Without being Joey
Badass. Yeah.
Because it's not gonna be the New York sound.
Yeah, it's not the city. That's what I'm saying. They're on their own.
Definitely not the NYC, but the sound is very New York, right?
It's very New York, yeah.
And I think that becomes the issue. Is that like when it becomes about being something geographical? Because look at all the what's the drill rap now, right?
Yes.
There's a great deal of drill rap in New York and whatnot, but it wasn't born there, right?
Facts.
So it's like for the last, I want to say maybe 15 plus years, New York has been doing more co-opting than innovating. And I think if you look at 15, 20 years of
oh wow.
I see
it. Wow.
I'll get there.
Oh wow.
The last 15, 20 years of new hip hop has been just them co-opting things and not innovating. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's the most forward thing we've seen out of New York that has created a trend?
Griselda sound. Griselda sound doesn't come from Buffalo. That comes from Rock Marciano.
Alchemist.
That's where it was birthed from. It was birthed from Rock Mars. If we can go back, I thought Rock Mars was from the city. I could be wrong, but that sound doesn't come from Buffalo. It got popularized from Buffalo. That sound comes from New York City.
Well, listen, DJ Premier is from Boston, or I'm sorry, from Texas, from Houston. However, DJ, so it's almost like that's a technicality. It's like when the sound that came from Griselda is born out of what came from New York, but it isn't what New York City was doing at the time.
Rock Marciano was Long Island, Hempstead, Long Island. That's where he grew up.
But
the same place. A+.
It doesn't sound like so.
Yikes!
Rock Mars. I'm gonna say Rock Mars is credited for rhyming over just the sample.
Yes, there was no drums at all.
That's what I hear as the Griselda sound.
That was Griselda before Griselda, you say?
So, to me, that's
Rolling Stone. They call him the underground rap king. I mean,
I remember Rock Mars that flip mode record.
The thing with the thing is, niggas wouldn't know Rock Marciano though because you had to pay. Like you couldn't just get. Well, I mean, you could. I always got the Rock Marciano albums, but somebody at some point had to pay $30, $50, whatever it was, because Rock knew what he had.
You had to pay for that shit. And the last time I heard Rock Mars before I'm like, yo, who the fuck is that? That's not Rock Mars, because he was with Busta Rhymes in them.
Right.
But the last time I heard him was with You and I. which was Pete Rock, which was on the Pete instrumentals.
Mully Man.
All right,
Shout out to Mully Man.
Mully
Mully Man selling CDs down the flea market. He real.
Shelly Belly out there. I mean, you
Mully
are right.
Man? Who's Mully Man?
Yeah, nice.
Nah,
It's a Baltimore rapper, like a
but he
early
did
2000s Baltimore rapper.
he had a little bit of
Mully Man? I'm not up on Mully Man. This
Mully
is
Man, a little
interesting.
light skinned dude.
Yeah, I see.
look like
He had a team with Who Kid though.
yeah,
Now Mully Man was moving and shaking.
yeah, he had a little bit of reach. He looked like AG, Andre the Giant.
Low key,
So big.
yeah.
Mhm.
Mully Man. That's
Mully
interesting.
Yeah,
He was nice.
Mully, he wasn't bad.
yeah, Mully Man was straight.
Yeah, he had a white label that that we used to pass out and shit. Shut up.
I don't know. To fans' point, post maybe Biggie, everything big out of New York has been there. Guys borrowing other regions, sounds, and styles. That's what it's been.
Stop it, Rock. You tripping.
I always, and I've said this for years,
That's what it's been.
is I feel like the 95 Source Awards is one of the most, like, you like in Marvel Comics, they would call it the Nexus moments.
Mhm.
It was just that night in time. So many things were like set, you know what I mean, to happen, and based in that night. The biggest moment that happened that night was that New York crowd booing Outkast,
Mhm.
and it was finally the point where nationally, everybody got to see the disrespect to other regions that New York was really putting out. So New York niggas is, you know what I mean, when it wasn't a New York nigga that year, and that's it. And there was a situation where there were some things going on. But when Andre said the South's got something to say, from that moment on, it was about, in the South, innovating and creating new sounds and textures in hip hop. And they never gave, once they got the reins, I really don't know if they ever let it go.
Facts. And it's New York fault.
Yep, 100%.
It's your game. If you
Pardon me, Cap. Now go ahead.
Nah, what you gonna say? What you gonna say?
I was gonna say, so who's responsible for this shit now?
What do you
The
mean?
South?
Corporations.
You got to be more specific, though.
No, I don't.
In corporate America.
No,
Well, the thing is when they rang that bell and they said, ding ding, hip hop is the genre, it was all systems go. All checks was being written for. Black Panther had Kendrick Lamar. Like, you see it everywhere. Hip hop is just ingrained. So when we get to hip hop 50, I mean, damn, what's on the radio? Damn, all, because I mean, trends is trends and styles is styles. Whatever. When we get to hip hop 50, you're at a point where, because it was the one thing was sponsored by Google Pixel, and there's these corporations and sponsors that come in. There's not always, and no disrespect to anybody that's on those cards, because those shows be amazing, but the people putting them on, it's not a lot of culture in the room. It's not a lot of people that it feels like they have a foundation, because there's things that are, again, the whole conversation with Luke in the South and everything, like there were spots missing because a lot of people said 50 years, birthplace, New York.
I think the problem actually stems from, and this is what I was saying, is that eventually, I remember there's a scene from, I believe it's Rhyme and Reason, where Method Man specifically, who is one of my favorite like personalities in hip hop. If you listen to some of the stuff he says, it's just really great, and he's really like, he pays homage to a lot of MCs all the time. But Meth was talking, and this is like around 95, 94. They were talking about, oh, well, we came across this book and niggas was talking about we chilling the fresh way. Niggas ain't talk like that since XYZ. And it was a Pshaw, like, get that out of here. And the problem with that attitude from even a Method Man who's always been respectful toward the culture is there's a contingency of youth at all times that seem to want to do away with the history of it to make more important the now, right? So the kids that are doing what they're doing now become, bigger in stature because that old school stuff don't mean nothing. These old niggas XYZ LMNOP, because what we're doing now is the important thing. And the crazy part about that is in that era, 93, 92 to like 96, there was a lot of culture pushed forward, but there was a lot of culture that was done away with and saying, oh, that's them old niggas.
They do it to me all the time. Pause. They do it all the time. Get your old ass. Sit your old ass up.
Sit your old ass down. I just said it to Mimi.
Sit your old ass down.
I just told.
Turn that old shit on. I don't want to hear that shit.
But at
special ed,
at a certain point, when we look around,
they don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear none of that.
When niggas looked around, we saw that
I love special ed.
These niggas are superior. Mm-hmm. And that's not a diss. These niggas are superior in this form than these niggas.
Right.
So I can say, all right, I can rock with you, Meth. But now when I sit down
and you'll listen to Meth,
and I see Method Man now, and I look at the niggas that are getting it now.
Right. What's going on?
Method Man is superior.
But he don't want that though.
In what we call hip hop.
But he would need to have.
Let me ask you a question, cuz. What's your favorite Method Man album?
I don't think that matters.
And the reason why I asked it is that there's a kink in his armor there, right? And I think that the truth is even as dope as Meth is, right? If you don't take your time to say what was before is dope and important, that the niggas behind you ain't got a chance at respecting what came behind you. And the problem that happens there is you start to lose culture. And then, because I don't think, and I've asked this, you've seen me say it on the timeline, what cultural element of hip hop do these young niggas have? And that's not their fault. It's our fault.
It's our fault.
Hold.
I tried.
Hold on before you put the blame on me, nigga.
I tried.
I said our.
It's collective.
I said our.
We all got to own it.
How many people have sat and talked to young niggas and schooled them on what's been going on, et cetera, and the connection just ain't there.
They don't care.
Is that our fault?
See,
because we don't know how to be OGs, and we've had that discussion.
Well, the thing is the way, like, they also consume
correct
information differently. So it's if you can't put the history of something into a TikTok video, there's some people that can't. They won't watch the 20-minute video if you can't give it to them in 2 minutes, which sounds crazy.
Talk to me, Tony.
It's just how it is. It's our fault.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is I think the one thing that really stagnates culture from the youth end of it isn't the information isn't available. Everybody got a whole computer in a pocket every day. Exactly. However, it's so cool to not care and to be apathetic about everything, right? So to put the effort forward to be like, oh, well, I learned about XYZ from my old head, blah, blah, blah. The problem becomes, it's not cool to do that. It's not cool to sit under a learning tree at this point. It's okay, old nigga.
Mm.
So what I'll say is, young niggas aren't without fault,
Right.
but I do believe that
the
the OGs aren't good at being OGs.
Well,
Yeah.
OGs
I think everybody has some.
our age.
Everybody has some hand in it.
We all fucked up.
So this is a question. I don't understand how young niggas could sit there and not listen to, nah, nigga, I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to this. I'm not listening to that. But then you could sit down and say, yo, our music sounds like this because y'all was the hustlers back in 19 whatever. So how you know you want to listen to that piece because it gives you an argument piece, but you're not listening to anything else. That's on y'all.
It is, but it ain't. Because when you graduate, they give you a cap and a gown and you get out of it.
I got it.
Right? It's a whole lot of niggas that's in the 87th grade, still in their hustling clothes, still doing the same thing, and they never graduated from that point. So it's hard to say that's my OG because that nigga dressed like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the hard part. When we were young and we had our OGs that were actually handing down something,
right.
We saw the difference. There was some line where we said, okay, I see where you are and where you have ascended to. And so I have somewhere to look forward to. But nigga, these young niggas, like, you live next door to me and you bite, you peeling off the same package I just got.
Damn. What was my man's name in the Wire? What was it? The old nigga that came home
and he did it. That was
Cuddy. Shit, don't be a Cuddy out there.
Cuddy did it different.
He did it different, but Cuddy knew that life wasn't for him though. The shit had changed.
Cuddy's shit was respectable.
There was a way to handle business.
His shit was real respectable.
But the game wasn't like that anymore.
It wasn't, and it made him more respectable outside of it. Because one, he sat down and said, yo, this is not for me no more. And then he built it up and said, I'm going to give back to these niggas instead of recruiting them for a war they not going to win.
Facts.
And that's like, you had to respect Cuddy.
Right. I did see Sham and Nas recently linked up.
Yo, Sham look bad.
Sham ain't got no goddamn teeth.
What happened? That's new.
That's who you don't listen to.
But that's new. Because 2-3 years ago, like pandemic wise, during the pandemic, Shan had started his little social media. He was drinking these little bitty bottles of wine and talking about the old days. And I thought that was cool, right? He was an old nigga talking the old days. He looked like an old nigga should look. He wasn't trying to. And then all of a sudden, he showed up 2 weeks ago, pissed off. Why nah, they ain't saying my name? And the nigga teeth all gone. Shan, baby, somebody get him together, man.
He got teeth though.
The nigga got a show. He should be able to get some teeth.
No, he has.
Yeah, go ahead. One show will get this nigga right back. He'd be right back with them Jamie Foxxes.
No, he got him. Yeah, he got him. I hold up. It's this.
Oh, what, he just left him home?
That's his teeth. That's his teeth. He showed him online.
Shit.
That's his teeth. What you want me to do? He put it on the camera. That's his teeth.
Is he forgetting? Them whores is
gums.
Shit's
Black as a bitch.
That's his teeth.
Them gums took care of goddamn Michael Lloyd, yo.
Yeah, yo. Them gums lined up in the back.
Hey, yo.
Just chattering all over the place.
That's his teeth. He's only 2 years older than LL.
He's about to throw them gums at Batman.
Oh my God. Happy birthday, hip hop. Happy hip hop. Happy birthday, hip hop. Got some teeth. I'm sorry.
The mouth teeth, yo.
I can't find the image because they just pieced it up though. I don't know. What did they do?
I thought it was good that they pieced it up. I think that's very important.
You mean Nas,
but I think
the show.
Huh?
You mean when Nas brought him to the show?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little. I have a problem with Nas.
Put him on the big screen.
Nas?
Right? I had a problem with Nas.
No.
Now you ain't gonna put me on the big screen for this. I had a problem with Nas, man. This nigga, he's younger than, some of the elder statesmen in hip hop, but he's clearly one of the elder statesmen in hip hop. He's seen all of hip hop at this point, right? He's an older guy to us. Nas got a full head of hair, yo. I'm sick of you, Nas. You know what I'm saying? You still putting out dope albums, and you got a full head of hair, and you hitting on all your investments. Nas, I want to fight you. Like, look, when the niggas in Queens hit that car, you ain't help us get back nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nas, I'm gonna come see you, nigga. You know what I mean? That's all I got.
Nas does have a head of hair though. He be
he doing all
shit.
him and Jay doing all kind of weird hairstyles. J1B, Basquiat, he didn't show up in none of the hip hop stuff. It's all kind of stuff going on this week. You know what I mean?
Wait, so I didn't realize. So Shan actually performed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that got messy too.
He had a GoPro on. He had chains on, and it went on one of the chains.
It was the
John.
Did he have the one on the head?
I'm gonna show you while this thing loads. I'm gonna show you the exact one he had. Hold on.
Oh my God, the bridge is over.
That's funny. That may be the name of the episode. He got this motherfucker on there. Watch. Look. You see that shit?
Oh.
You see that shit? Oh man. Is that gonna be me when I'm old?
Yes.
That's gonna be me for real. That's what I'm gonna finally be able to afford a chain. The bridge is over. Yeah, that's crazy. This happened. This was sponsored by what corporation sponsored this? Damn.
That's Mass Appeal, ain't it?
It was Mass Appeal. It was other people that was part of it though. I mean, stop hating on those who are blessed with hair. That's crazy.
Yo, what?
This man.
I don't know what's going on.
I guess the question is, what has Shan been doing? That's the real question. Is what's been
losing teeth?
Losing is crazy.
Fucking
the bridge is missing.
That's the name of the episode. That is clearly the name of the episode.
No. The bridge.
That's the name of the episode.
Is missing. Yeah. Let me put this.
Nigga whistle every time we rap.
Yo, that shit is. What happened?
See what I'm saying? Sheets.
Does someone know what happened though?
Hip-hop. Happy birthday,
hip hop. Happy birthday, hip hop. It's hip hop 50, 60.
We ain't gonna make it.
No, we good.
I'm pulling the plug on this shit. But I see y'all. Whoever sponsored that shit, they pull the plug.
Cut him. The bridge is missing. Is ridiculous. All right.
What's Mass Appeal and all them niggas, ain't it?
Mass
Watch
Appeal.
Eddie what there.
But Cal said it was somebody else on there too.
Hold up, let me see what it was. Mass Appeal. I want to say it was Google Pixel. I think they were one of the sponsors.
Oh, they got out the picture.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. Nas has done a great deal the last few years, like making some dope docs and making things happen in hip hop. And on the audio sound of it, like LL has been doing some dope things that kind of point to the origin and history of hip hop. Right. But them niggas have also been like, I did it, look.
Right. It was me. It was me. No, that's actually there's a lot of sponsors on this. Google Pixel, Ciroc, Adidas, Mass Appeal, Live Nation, MLB.
Adidas had to be.
They had to be. Well, there was a video. What was the video I saw? Was it Complex? Somebody had a conversation with Run DMC and them about their history with Adidas recently. I haven't watched the whole video, but I saw it popped up the other day. Anyway,
How the fuck is the MLB on there and not the NBA?
That's a great question, actually. That's an amazing question. Who else is missing? Who's missing?
Nike.
Nike.
Nike it ain't listen, Nike,
Hennessy,
Ralph Lauren,
Gucci.
yes, definitely Gucci. Good gosh,
Gucci.
What else am I seeing?
I still
Any
say
designer that we said, you say LeBron, Givenchy, anybody that we seen in the goddamn these Louis Vuitton, all these niggas that they want put on.
The
fact that Dapper Dan
facts
is wild too, but this is all in hindsight.
Right.
But Daps work with Gucci at this point, right?
Yeah, true.
And Louis V.
Yeah. And he also had that Gap. What was that Gap hoodie that came out as well? Troop. Timberland should be up. No, yeah, Timberland needs to be right up on there.
Tommy Hilfiger is crazy.
Mark
Hill, nigga. Hit me, Timmy Hill, nigga.
Mark Esco.
Troop is fun. Is Troop still around?
Yeah. They were singing "Spread My Wings" last week. And the reunion.
No, not Bufu.
No,
Nah,
you know what?
Bufu.
I'm gonna let Crown Royal off the hook because they Canadian like Drake. So they had to learn about it. They wasn't from it exactly.
They're not worried about it.